Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be having a look at the brand new Honda City, the Honda City 2020, the 5th generation Honda City. This car was supposed to be launched a couple of months back, but because of the COVID, everything got really delayed and finally it has made its debut into the Indian automobile industry. And now the car is also available in showrooms. So a lot has changed from the previous generation in this new Honda and we are going to be discussing that. But more importantly, as the title suggests, we are going to be talking about the fact that Honda has priced its brand new Honda City at quite a high value, which makes the Honda City the most expensive mid-sized sedan in India as of today. Also, there has been a price hike as compared to the previous generation in this Honda. So is it really justifiable for Honda to charge more than its previous generation? Yes, in this new generation, it is almost 44,000 more expensive than the previous generation, and it is the most expensive mid-size sedan in India as of now. Not only is the new Honda City 44,000 more expensive than its predecessor, the 4th generation, but it also is the most expensive mid-size sedan in India as of now. As compared to the equivalent Hyundai Verna, the Honda City is 56,000 more expensive. And as compared to the equivalent Volkswagen Vento, it is 1.6 lakhs more expensive. And as compared to the Skoda Rapid, it is 1.3 lakhs more expensive. So does this price tag of the Honda City justify? We're going to be having a review of the Honda City. We're going to look at the exteriors, the interiors, what has been done to the engine, the frame of the car, and we're going to justify if these values make sense. If the 2020 Honda City is acceptable to be 44,000 more than its predecessor, and if its value of 1.3 lakhs more than the Skoda Rapid and the equivalent others makes sense. We're going to be finding all that out in this video. But before that, guys, I would like to tell you all that if you all are here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we make a ton of automobile content. We talk about automobile tech, review, news, and y'all can let us know what y'all want us to make a video on next, and we shall follow up with that very soon. Also, guys, as the Motoring Gossip family is increasing day by day on all the different social media platforms, we have recently launched a new merchandise which I'm wearing as of now. It has a logo in front and it has the Motoring Gossip at the back. You can check this t-shirt out. It comes in white and grey as well on our website. It'll be up on our website soon, and you can also enroll for the giveaway. Let me know in the comment section if you want to participate. Anyway, without further ado, let's start this video. So the brand new Honda City looks completely different from its previous generation. But first, let's go and have a look at the engine. The 2020 Honda City will be available in two engine options. The first is a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol engine that was also available in the previous generation. It's the exact same engine, but the power has been boosted up by a little amount, by a very tiny amount. The power this engine delivers is 119 brake horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. This petrol engine will be available in two gearboxes. The manual 6-speed gearbox. Previous generation had only a 5-speed gearbox, but this particular generation will come with a 6-speed manual gearbox and also a 7-speed paddle shift CVT gearbox. Both the manual and the CVT gearbox are claimed to give you 12.4 kilometers per litre in the city and around 18 to 20 kilometers per litre on the highway. The other engine is the 1.5 litre diesel engine. Now this diesel engine will give you approximately 104 brake horsepower but will give you around 200 Newton meters of torque. The major difference from the petrol engine is that this gearbox is only going to be available in manual. You cannot get the CVT gearbox on this diesel engine. Enough of the engine, let's talk about the exterior of the car because that's where the major change has been. There hasn't been much change to the engine. There has been quite a lot of change to the gearbox, but now let's look at the exterior of the car. Coming to the front of the car, the entire front chrome looks a lot like its elder siblings, the Civic and the Honda Accord. Honda has tried to keep the language of the grille the same, and this grille goes and gets integrated beautifully into the headlamps. Talking about the headlamps, that is one of the places where majority of the changes happened because this headlamp, this entire headlamp unit has completely been changed, the entire look of it, and also the fact that now the headlamps that are available on the top variant is all LED. Every single thing is LED, including the headlamps. The headlamps are a composition of 9 LED matrix, 6 of which comprise of your low beam and 3 are required for your high beam. So as soon as you put a high beam, these 3 stronger LEDs will come on. The DRLs run along the chrome, adding to the aesthetics of the car, and below the headlamps are the turn indicators. Below the turn indicators on the bumpers, housed very beautifully, are the fog lamps. These fog lamps are also LED. The entire front has changed completely and looks extremely beautiful and luxurious. Now let's move on to the side of the car. Having the side right in front of us we can say that the presence of the car feels just more, and that's because there is more of the car. In fact, this 5th generation Honda City is 109 mm wider as compared to the previous generation City, and the entire profile has changed. Although the frame and the chassis of the body is exactly the same, the wheelbase is the same of 2600 mm, but the entire outer body has changed and become longer. The car is on the same platform and chassis as the previous generation, but what has changed is that Honda has made the chassis more rigid, and the reason they've done this is because a more rigid chassis will also not only protect you in terms of a crash, but it will also help you control and give you a better driving experience at high speeds. You see, in this new Honda, they have softened the suspension as compared to the previous generation, but that has resulted in a lot of body roll, and to mitigate that, in a way, they have stiffened the chassis. This also protects the car and also gives you a better ride quality at high speeds. Other things to notice in the side profile are the ORVMs have shifted closer to the driver on the door panel now. Honda says that they have done this because this will increase the visibility of what's behind and also cover a lot of blind spots as compared to what the previous generation was able to cover. On the passenger side ORVM, we have the camera for the lane watch assist. This camera will display on the infotainment system every time we indicate left or we press a button on the indicator. This will help us identify if any object is coming towards us when we are turning left. Only Honda City has this lane watch camera available in this segment. Coming to the rims are 185/55 R16. These are 16-inch alloy wheels, diamond cut alloy wheels, which are available on the top variant. A size smaller is available on the base variant, but the one that's in the top variant, all 5 wheels including the spare tire, also comes with the same tire profile and same diamond cut rim. So Honda has not cheaped out here. Coming to the back, where there's a big noticing difference as well. The front and the back have gotten changed drastically in the new Honda City, and the back looks amazing as well. The backs have these new all LED tail lamps, and Honda calls these Z-shaped 3D wrapped LEDs. This 3D profile is something similar that we see in the present generation BMWs, but Honda has its own unique version of it, and it looks good in my opinion. Now, since we're at the back, yes, the back has changed in a massive way. The tail lamps have changed, the bumpers have changed, and the boot has also been redone completely. In fact, the volume of the boot has reduced by 4 liters as compared to the previous generation. But standing at the back, what I can tell you is that there is a more presence to the car, and that is because the car has become wider by 56 mm. Where are you going to feel the difference? At the back seat of the car, because now you're going to be able to fit 3 people more comfortably at the back. So that's one place where you're going to feel the roominess. You also feel it in the front, and the upholstery and the beige leather really adds to the entire openness and airiness of the car. Now, coming to the interior of the car, the upholstery not only feels amazing to touch, but it also feels amazing to sit in. The bucket seats and the driver and the passenger are amazing. You don't get ventilated seats like you get in the Verna, but these seats are really good and will hug you tight when you want to do some performance driving. The entire dash is composed very well with 3 materials. The leather that's there integrated beautifully. Second is the wooden trim that's available, which gives the car a lot more premium feel. And you have the black plastic. Unfortunately, the plastic is not soft touch plastic, but it's hard touch plastic, which I'm not a big fan of. I really wish Honda would have provided a little bit soft touch plastic as compared to the hard touch that they've given in the Honda City as of now. And they're the party piece, the things would have changed the most. The AC console unit has changed a lot, and also the infotainment system has completely changed. Now you have a massive screen which has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and also you can connect this infotainment system with your Honda Connect app. That means if you have a smartphone, you can download the Honda Connect app and use this system to actually control the car in a lot of ways when you're away from the car. You can take the help of Alexa, which will help you start the car when you're away from the car, put on the AC, put on the headlamps, put on the hazard warning lights, and a lot of things. You can control the car sitting away from the car. That, in my opinion, is a big party piece and an add-on on the Honda City. Now, the steering wheel also has been redone very beautifully in my opinion. This 3-spoke steering wheel has horizontal as well as vertical adjust, and also has buttons on the right which will take care of your cruise control, and buttons on the left which will be able to navigate through the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster is also a notch up and has changed in a vast way, because now the instrument cluster is not all analog. It is part analog, part digital. What I mean is that on the right the speedometer is fully analog, but on the left hand side whatever you see is all digital, including the tachometer. In fact, once you play with the settings, you can change the tachometer to show you all different information, like for example the fuel and range, the speed and stopwatch, the G-force meter if you're doing some performance driving, and also other features like tire pressure monitor and fasten your seatbelt sign and if the door is open, and a lot of other things. Where the Honda has really missed out, and I wish they had provided things for the price range, is that they haven't provided electronic seats. These are manually adjusting seats. Now, coming to the different variants the Honda City is available in. The two engine options are the 1.5 liter petrol engine and the 1.5 liter diesel engine. The diesel only comes with a manual, whereas the petrol comes with a manual and an automatic. There are three variants, the first variant being V, the second one being VX, and the third one being ZX. The petrol manual base variant starts at ex-showroom 10.89 lakhs and goes all the way up to 13.14 lakhs. So the difference between the manual and the automatic in every segment is approximately 1.2 lakhs more. So the CVT is available in all variants for 1.2 lakhs more as compared to the manual transmission. And the diesel variant, which is the manual diesel variant, starts at 12.39 lakhs and goes all the way up to 14.64 lakhs. That is approximately 20,000 more than the CVT variant. So approximately 1.4 lakhs more than the petrol manual variant. Now 13.14, 14.44 and 14.64 are figures which are the top variant ex-showroom price, which in my opinion are on the higher side and are 44,000 more than the previous generation. Now compared to the previous generation, do you think the price is justifiable for it to be this 44,000 more expensive? In my opinion, yes, because a lot has changed from the previous generation. This is not a regular facelift like what Hyundai has done with the Verna, but this is a complete makeover and a completely new generation. They are calling this the 5th generation Honda City, and that there's a lot that's changed. Not only the exterior looks, but the exterior looks has also become bigger. We have the length increasing by 109 mm and the width increasing by 56 mm. Other than that, there's a lot of more tweaks that are done with the infotainment system and the lane assist camera. And the center console and the sunroof has become bigger. So there's a lot that has changed when it comes to the interiors as well. Yes, not much has changed with the engine. The engine is the same, but the addition of the diesel engine has happened. That is not justified for the price hike because there's no diesel variant to compare it to previous generation. But the overall change that has happened to the car justifies it to be 44 to 55,000 more expensive than the previous generation. Now come to the next question. Do you think the price tag that's there on it right now is justifiable for it to be so much more expensive than its German counterparts? Well, in my opinion, I don't think so because there's a big price difference as compared to the Skoda Rapid and the Vento. Especially, you see, for the longest time, Hyundai with its Verna and Honda with its City have tried to be in a competition for a long time. Now also both the cars are the only cars that are available with diesel variant, and as a result they're trying to make the cars feel more and more premium. And whilst that is a good thing, the cost has also increased, and the German rivals, which I mean the Rapid and the Vento, are still at a much lower cost as compared to these cars, and the engines are not very different. Yes, the engine in the Honda and the Verna produce 118 and 119 brake horsepower. That's 10 more brake horsepower than what the Germans are doing right now, but the German cars are extremely superior as well. They don't come with so much tech, but I feel that if the price hike had to happen a little bit more as compared to the cars, it was justifiable, like say 50,000 more expensive than the German rivals, because the tech in the German cars are much less as compared to the Honda. It makes sense to a certain degree. But to have a price difference of 1.3 lakhs on the ex-showroom is quite a large number. Because then at the end of the day, all these cars fall in the same category, the mid-size sedan. For the tech that's available in the Honda City, which is a lot, I agree, is a lot. It is justifiable for the Honda City to be about 50,000 more expensive than its counterpart, not a lakh and plus. Let me know what y'all guys think if this price tag by Honda is justifiable. Also, let me know what y'all guys think in the comment section about the new Honda City, because in my opinion, I really love the design and the entire overall look of the car and the presence of the car has really boosted up as compared to the previous generation. Anyway guys, that wraps up this video, and if you all did enjoy this video, make sure to like this video and share it with your friends and family. If you know somebody who's looking to buy a Honda City or a car in this segment, make sure you recommend this video to them. Maybe this video will be able to help them. Also guys, don't forget, if you all want to win one of these TMG t-shirts, let me know in the comment section. And remember, let me know what you think of the Honda City as well in the comment section. We'll have a discussion. Also guys, remember to subscribe to the channel for more automobile related content. And remember, drive safe, stay safe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.